Alright, Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Call Halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers that's pushing the word in sincerity and the truth. Now, I just want to do a video, touching on the topic of Satan's kingdom is divided, and then Esau's days are determined. And I just wanted to bring out those two scriptures in particular, and give a quick observation of what we're seeing in the news, with the tension between these pro-Nazi, KKK, white supremacist groups, that that are enraged that they're losing their kingdom, that they're losing their identity, so to speak, with what the South stood for back during the time of slavery, antebellum. They call it antebellum, I believe, South. If I'm saying it correctly, with the Confederate States, which they were divided, and you had the federal government had this, the Union, but they had a lot of culture down there, and they're trying to hold on to that, But it's just a sign to show you that America is divided. The President Trump, he's under pressure for not calling out white supremacists. But you had another group down there which was fighting against them, and it was a clash, and that was division. So I just want to bring these scriptures out real quick. I'm going to start with Job, the 14th chapter, verse 5. So we're in Job 14, verse 5. It says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." And whose days are determined? It's Esau, the so-called white man. His days are determined. His rulership, we're numbering the days of the end of his rulership right now, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, because the Lord declared that he would be in power and then he would go down. So reading back in Job, it says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee." And the Most High knows the number of his months, knows the number of his days, and he knows when he's going to be taken out of power. We don't know, but we know that these are the signs that he's being taken out of power, that he's going down because of the division that's in this society. Now, it says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." Now, I was looking up the word determined. The word for determined in the Hebrew is Strong's H2782. Now, when you look it up, that word is karatazah. Karatazah. You have a brother in the camp named Karatazaba, but Karatazah in the blue letter means to cut, sharpen, decide, decree, determine, maim, move, be decisive, be mutilated. So it says, his days are determined, decree, determine, decide. The Most High have decided on when he's going to take them out. Another definition is to be decisive, to cut. He's going to cut his power. The Most High is going to cut this so-called white man's power. Okay? And that's the word for determine. What is karatazah? Karatazah. Now, when you look up the word bounds, and that word is kakwa. You have a ka, now you have a ka. I think it's ka, shalaki, ka, without an a. You have a ka, and then you have a kwa, but I don't believe it's an a at the end. Now, When you look that word up, and that's Strong's H2706, and that's the word for Shalaki. Go back. Now that's the word for thou has, or his bounds, or bounds. Bounds. Now when you look up the word bounds, like I said, I think it's quack. That's what I believe it is. You know, but it means statute, ordinance, limit, something prescribed, due, prescribed, task, prescribed portion. So I'm going to read the precept again. It says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. A prescribed task. Now the so-called white man's task was to destroy the earth and put the children of Israel into subjection. You know, prescribed portion, prescribed due, prescribed limit. So he had a limited time to do that, to bring hell to the earth. You know, and that decree, ordinance. Okay? Now the next scripture we're going to go to is the book of Mark. The book of Mark, the 3rd chapter. And we're going to read what Yahweh Shah said. Now, this is what Yahweh Shah said in Matthew 3:26. We're going to start at 24. We're going to start at 24. This is after the scribes and Pharisees said Yahweh Shah had Beelzebub. They slandered Yahweh Shah. But yeah, I'm gonna read verse 23, and it says, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. And that's what you see in America. You have left liberals and you have conservatives. That's where your division is as far as the political realm or the political spectrum. So the liberals have their own ideology and the conservatives have their own ideology and their way of thinking of how America should be run. The liberals have their ideologies, and even amongst the liberals and conservatives you have division among them as far as when it comes to ideas, you know. But Yahweh Shah said it the best. He said, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. And that's why I believe through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah that the terrorist attack is coming, because you need everybody to rally around a leader, because there's division in the society. And what happened during Bush's first term, another Republican president, there was a terrorist attack. There was a terrorist attack the first year of his presidency that shaped the course of his presidency. That's what happened when Bush was in power. Now, same thing with Trump. Trump has all of this division, all of these scandals, and the media is just attacking him ever since he became president. Before he became president, you got people bashing him, you know, especially Jake. Jake is bashing him, you know, criticizing, critiquing everything that he does. And this man is the devil, you know, but he needs something, he needs a major event to take people's mind off the fact that these people are fighting against each other. He needs a threat, a legitimate threat that's going to affect the American people. And I believe it's going to come in the form of a terrorist attack, you know. But at the end of the day, shall there be evil in the city and the Most High have not done it? So that remains to be seen. Now, when we go back into the book of Mark, the 3rd chapter, Yahweh Shah said, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And America is falling, man. And ultimately, it's not going to stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. And his end is coming. And I will look at this word, be divided. Okay? Now, when you look up that word divided in the Greek, it's marizo. Marizo, Strong's G3307. Now, the word, when you read the definition, it says to divide, to be separated into parts, cut into pieces, to be divided into parties, i.e. be split into factions. And that's what you have in America. You have different factions of people. So going back to Mark 3:26, it says, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. So amongst these Edomites, you have different factions, different beliefs, and they're against each other. It was I believe the woman that got killed down there wasn't even a black woman, it was an Edomite. You know, you had a lot of those Edomites that were fighting against the white supremacists. You know, so one of the definitions for divide or divided means be split into factions. You know, so I just wanted to bring that out. You know, a quick video. You know, go into a few precepts, just 2 precepts. Job the 14th chapter, 14 and 5. Seeing his numbers are determined. There's a certain time that the so-called white man is going to be in the rulership, and then the Most High is going to take him out. Remember what it says in the book of 2nd Ezra. The scripture says that for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followed. You know, and we're right at this. We're at the doorstep of this man going down. You know, so my advice to brothers and people that's watching is to watch as well as pray to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because that day is coming, and before all hell breaks loose, I mean, not before Esau goes down, he's going to try to take as many people, as many Israelites out as he can. So with that, I just want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to you brothers that's pushing the word in sincerity and in truth. Until the next video, shalom.